Do you dream about traveling the world, like seeing new places, but then you picture yourself maybe standing at an international check-in desk,
Uh-huh.
and your mind just floods with, well, anxiety?
Oh, yeah.
It's often not even about missing the flight, is it? It's more the information overload, that fear of having to handle something important in a language you're not, totally comfortable with.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's maybe unpack that a bit. Try and get rid of some of that anxiety.
That nervousness is so common. And I think most people just assume that, traveling successfully around the world means you need to be practically fluent.
Right, or have this massive vocabulary.
Exactly. But the source we're digging into today, it's actually just a simple beginner's English travel guide,
Okay.
but it's surprisingly tactical. And it basically shows that this idea, it's just not true at all.
Really? So you don't need tons of words?
No. The secret, it seems, lies in using simple, almost predictable structures, very clear patterns.
Right, so we're not here today to just learn phrases by heart, are we?
No, definitely not.
Our mission in this deep dive is more about moving past that rote memorization. We want to identify the actual communication strategies that this guide is teaching.
Yes.
We want to show you the sort of core architecture for asking for information, getting it, and making sure everything's clear and cooperative.
Exactly. We're going to try and distill that essential linguistic architecture. And we'll look at it across three, well, fundamentally different environments you encounter when you travel.
Okay, what are they?
We'll analyze the airport, high stakes, very transactional. Then the hotel, which is much more service focused.
Uh-huh.
And finally, just being out on the street, in the city, facing those spontaneous navigational challenges.
Got it.
The goal really is for you listening to become a smart traveler, someone who knows not just what to say, but critically how to structure it to succeed.
Okay, let's start flying then. First stop, the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this place is all about transaction speed, efficiency. Everything feels like it's running on a script, doesn't it?
Totally prescribed. And it starts right there at the check-in counter. The staff need confirmation, they need your documents.
Yeah.
And the guide gives this perfect little bit of transactional language. So the agent asks, "Can I see your passport, please?"
Yep, standard question.
And the simplest, most effective, polite response taught is just, "Here you are."
Here you are. Simple.
It is simple. And what's interesting is the power in that simplicity combined with task completion.
Right.
You're not fumbling for a complicated sentence. You're just politely signaling, okay, task done. Here are the documents.
And that clarity must be vital in a place that's often noisy, people are rushing.
Absolutely. And the guide reinforces this when it talks about luggage. Staff need quick facts, not a long story about your packing.
Right. Keep it short.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So when they ask if you've got bags to check in, the traveler's taught to use really clear, short answers, designed for the agent to process instantly.
So like what?
You're basically using either a positive statement, yes, just one bag, or a negative confirmation, no, only hand luggage.
Mm-hmm.
The strategy is all about minimizing the words to maximize the efficiency. Get the info across fast.
Okay. And that efficiency carries right on through to the security line.
Yep.
What I noticed there is just how direct the language tends to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always instructions, not really gentle questions.
That's a great point.
You hear staff using these direct, kind of non-negotiable verbs like, please take off your shoes and belt.
And that really highlights a key strategic thing the source brings up: compliance and understanding. Insecurity, nonverbal cues, and just getting it quickly are critical. But what about, say, announcements over the loudspeaker?
Yeah, those can be tricky to catch sometimes.
Right. So maybe you hear that announcement, flight QR 210 to Doha is now boarding at gate 15. The guide teaches a really crucial, simple phrase to acknowledge that.
Okay, what is it?
Got it. Thank you.
Got it, thank you.
It sounds basic, but it's vital. It's not just being polite, though it is polite. It's confirming you understood.
I see. It tells them you heard and you know what to do.
Exactly. It tells the agent or the gate staff, yep, heard you, understand the instruction, I'm on it. In these high-stakes places, that clarity prevents delays, frustration, all that stuff.
Good point. Then, okay, you get through security and you hit immigration. Maybe the ultimate moment of truth.
Definitely feels like it sometimes.
And the guide seems to focus heavily on getting ready for those, two unavoidable questions every traveler has to answer. First one being, what's the purpose of your visit?
Mm-hmm. And the simple answers provided are just engineered to leave zero room for misinterpretation.
Right.
I'm here for vacation, or I'm here for business. Straightforward.
Okay. And the other big one?
How long will you stay? And again, the prescribed response is equally simple. I'll stay for 2 weeks, or however long it is.
I was struck by how short those answers are. Doesn't answering an immigration officer so briefly, doesn't it risk sounding a bit, I don't know, curt, maybe even evasive?
That's a really insightful question.
Why does the source push for brevity there instead of maybe a bit more nuance?
Well, the guide's logic is purely strategic. The idea is to minimize any chance for misunderstanding. You stick only to the core legally required info.
Oh, okay.
Any extra conversational bits, any detail, it just introduces variables, things the officer might feel they need to dig into more.
Right. Keep it simple. Keep it moving.
Exactly. So the travelers taught these short declarative sentences, but the guide also subtly gets you ready for likely follow-ups, like where are you staying?
Hmm.
The smart traveler has that address ready, but maybe waits until asked. Short, direct, confident. That's really pillar one. Transactional communication.
Right. We've made it through the airport, mastered the efficiency game.
Phew.
But now, you get out of the gate, you're heading to your accommodation.
Yeah.
The whole communication field changes, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. We're shifting gears.
We're moving from those prescribed, almost command-like scripts at the airport to initiating service at the hotel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the hotel, the tone switches dramatically. It goes from efficient commands to, well, polite requests.
Because now you need their help.
Precisely. You're now relying on a service provider's willingness to help you out. And the guide shows the traveler how to handle both common scenarios at the front desk.
Which are?
Either you have a reservation, I have a reservation under Ali, simple statement.
Okay.
Or if you're just walking in without booking, you use that slightly more formal conditional tense. I'd like to book a room, please.
I'd like to. Right. And I have to say, I was genuinely struck by how much the source emphasizes politeness here.
It's central, isn't it?
Yeah. They almost treat please and thank you like essential currency. The material actually says explicitly that politeness makes people happy to help you. That feels like the absolute foundation for hotel communication. It's about managing the relationship, not just getting a task done.
And that relationship management, according to the guide, is structured around mastering a couple of key phrases, key modal verbs, combined with please.
Okay, which verbs are we talking about?
The two most important are can I and could you.
Okay. Can I, could you?
Yeah. Mastering those basically unlocks almost every service interaction you'll need, because they frame what you need as a courteous request, not like a demand.
Let's see that structure in action then. So if you need something simple, something right now, you use the slightly more direct but still polite, can I?
Right.
For example, can I have the Wi-Fi password, please?
But
That's asking for a quick, uncomplicated thing.
exactly. But if the issue is a bit more involved, or maybe you need the staff to actually do something for you, the guide suggests shifting to could you. Now, linguistically, could is technically the conditional past tense of can.
Okay. Nerdy, but useful.
Right. It makes the request feel a bit more tentative, and because of that, significantly more polite.
So give me an example.
Okay, say the air conditioning or the TV isn't working in your room. You'd use, could you please send someone to fix it?
Could you please?
That could you kind of elevates the request. It assumes the staff are capable and willing to solve it, which is actually a really effective strategy for getting things done.
Interesting psychology there. What about a trickier situation, like maybe making a complaint about noise from another room? You have to address the problem, but you still want to keep things cooperative.
Yeah, delicate balance. The guide gives a pretty sophisticated but still simple structure for this.
How does it work?
It starts with that social icebreaker, the little apology for bothering them. Excuse me.
Okay, polite opening.
Then a brief factual statement of the problem. My room is very noisy. Just the facts.
Got it.
And finally, the polite conditional request for a solution. Could I change rooms, please?
Could I? This time.
Yeah, because you're asking for something significant for yourself. That whole combination, setting the scene politely, stating the facts clearly, and then using that polite request structure that's the framework for getting service without causing friction.
And it seems like even for really simple needs, like getting more shampoo or whatever, the same polite structure holds. Can I get 2 more towels, please?
Exactly. The fundamental lesson here seems to be that in a service environment, the verb structure that can I or could you is almost strategically more important than the specific thing you're asking for.
Master the framework, and you can handle asking for almost any amenity or even making a complaint politely.
The difference is huge, isn't it? If you just walked up and said, "Give me 2 towels," you sound demanding, maybe rude.
Yeah, definitely.
But by using "can I get," you're kind of offering the staff member the choice, the agency, to fulfill your request. And in any service culture, that's much more likely to get you a positive, happy result.
Excellent point. Okay, so we've checked in, we've sorted our amenities using polite requests.
More comfortable.
Now we're ready to actually explore the city. So we're shifting, again, moving from the sort of curated environment of the hotel
Controlled space.
out onto the public street.
Mm-hmm.
And here, often, you have to approach a total stranger for help. The guide, wisely, I think, focuses on one single essential word to start basically any interaction.
Let me guess. Excuse me.
Bingo, excuse me. It's the universal icebreaker, isn't it?
Totally. It signals, hey, sorry to interrupt your day, but I have a genuine need here. It just opens the door without being aggressive.
Right. And once that door is open, you move into asking for directions, usually based on location.
And the guide gives a couple of key structures.
Okay, what's the first?
The first structure is for a general location question, often about transport. Excuse me, how can I get to the train station? You're asking about the process, the path.
How can I get to? Okay.
The second is a bit more specific. It aims for a particular service or function.
Right.
Could you please tell me where the nearest ATM is?
Notice we're back to could you again there.
Exactly. It reinforces that polite, slightly more tentative approach when asking a stranger for their time and help.
Okay, but here's where things can get tricky, and I think really tactical. What happens if the directions you get are just too fast or too complicated? Or maybe they use local landmarks you have absolutely no idea about.
We've all been there, smiling and nodding.
Yeah.
When you haven't understood a single word. So what's fascinating here is the guide's strategy for just overcoming that confusion.
Okay.
The simple phrase it provides is like the traveler's ultimate reset button. It's, sorry, could you say that again, please?
Sorry, could you say that again, please? Oh, that's gold.
It really is. It ensures you get the information you actually need without feeling embarrassed. You're politely admitting you didn't catch it.
And that forces the speaker to slow down, maybe simplify, maybe use gestures.
Exactly. It resets the conversation for clarity.
That one phrase must save so much frustration. And sometimes just words aren't quite enough, are they? You need to see it visually, especially if you've got a map, paper, or on your phone.
Precisely. So the guide also teaches travelers to ask for help with their tools. Could you show me on the map, please?
Smart.
This shifts the communication load a bit from just listening to the local speaker onto a shared visual thing. It improves clarity massively.
Yeah, makes sense. And finally, there's the logistics, figuring out time and distance. You need to know if that museum is a quick stroll or, a major trek.
Right. Is it walkable? Do I need a taxi?
So the key questions the guide suggests are, is it far from here?
Simple enough.
And maybe, how long does it take to walk there?
These simple sentences just help you manage your expectations, plan better, and avoid maybe wandering off for miles unnecessarily or wasting time.
Okay, so we've kind of mapped out the whole communication framework that this surprisingly simple travel guide provides.
Yeah, we really have. From airport to hotel to street.
We've covered those 3 pillars, right?
Yeah.
The quick, efficient, almost declarative language for the airport, focused on getting transactions done.
Sure.
Then the polite, service-focused, could you structure for the hotel, all about securing help and amenities nicely.
Got it.
And finally, the spontaneous navigational language you need in the city, which relies heavily on, to start, and strategic clarification, like, could you say that again? So if we connect this all up, look at the bigger picture. What's the overarching lesson from this guide?
I think it's really clear. The big takeaway is that confidence when you travel. It seems to come almost entirely from just mastering this handful of simple, polite questioning structures.
Not vocabulary size.
No. The guide really emphasizes that by reliably using things like, can I? Could you? Excuse me. The traveler comes across as friendly, confident, and actually quite natural, even if their vocabulary is pretty limited.
Okay, let's walk through how that might flow for a traveler using these strategies.
So yeah, good idea.
So you approach the customs desk, passport ready, and you say,
here you are. Simple. Then you confirm your luggage with.
yes, just one bag. Or, no, only hand luggage.
Right. Then you get to the hotel, check in under your name, and immediately, politely, you ask,
Can I have the Wi-Fi password, please?
Gotta get that Wi-Fi. Then, okay, you're finding your way out later. You approach a local and start with.
Excuse me, how can I get to the museum?
And if they rattle off directions super fast.
Use the reset. Sorry, could you say that again, please? Maybe even follow up with, could you show me on the map, please?
See, that feels like fluency, doesn't it? But it's achieved through mastering these basic linguistic tools, not memorizing a dictionary.
That's exactly it. It really reinforces that travel confidence isn't about the sheer number of words you know. It's about mastering those core structures that basically guarantee clarity and cooperation from the people you interact with.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, the traveler? Well, maybe you can let go of some of that panic about needing to speak perfect idiomatic English.
Yeah, take the pressure off. Focus instead on consistently using please, thank you, and those essential opening structures. Could you, excuse me, how can I get to? That structural precision, that framework, seems to be the shortcut to smoother, less stressful global travel.
And here's maybe a final provocative thought for you to chew on based on what we found in the source material.
Okay.
The guide was really clear that politeness is basically the engine that drives service and assistance when you travel.
Right, makes people happy to help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So consider this. How might consciously using these simple, polite structures, could you please, how might that fundamentally change not just your specific outcome like getting directions or service, but maybe the actual willingness of locals, of hotel staff, of airport agents to engage with you and assist you in the first place? What tiny change in your phrasing unlocks the best, most cooperative, maybe even warmest global travel experiences?
Something to think about next time you approach a front desk or ask a stranger for help anywhere in the world.